Hi there. Storm Babet has been named by the Met Office the second named storm of the autumn, and here's a closer look at why Babet has been named and the kinds of impacts we could see by the end of the week. This swirl of cloud to the southwest of the UK is Storm Babet. Initially high pressure over the UK, but that high pressure moves away and it sticks there to the east of the UK for the rest of the week. Babet then moves in from the south on Tuesday night, bringing strengthening winds across all parts, but later on in the week, the risk of persistent southeasterly winds emerges as Babet just becomes stuck over the UK because of high pressure to the east, and it's that squeeze in the isobars between Babet and high pressure to the east which will lead to this persistence of a southeasterly wind, and we're drawing up high humidities and a lot of moisture from the southwest. So those two factors combined lead to the risk of copious amounts of rainfall in places by the weekend. But the winds also cause for some concern, because as Babet moves in on Tuesday night, there's the risk in places of 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts in the far south, and then across the northern two-thirds of the UK, 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts in some exposed spots. But it's really on Thursday and into Friday, the northern half of Scotland will likely see 50 to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts widely and 70 in some exposed spots. Here's the rainfall, a very fast-moving animation that just shows how much wet weather we're going to see swirling around Babet during Thursday, Friday and into the weekend. A lot of rain building up then across eastern Scotland, northeast England, parts of Northern Ireland and Wales. Now, a lot of rain falling, moving through various bands and some heavy showers. An awful lot to see in that animation. So a clearer way of visualising that is to show the rolling rainfall accumulations during the next few days. Initially, Monday, dry across most of the UK. Then through Tuesday, the rainfall starts to build up across southwestern and western parts of the country. And you can see here the colours getting darker, the darker blues emerging across Northern Ireland, parts of Wales, Northern England. But by Saturday, we're seeing these brighter colours across parts of Northern Ireland. And as you can see, that's where there's the risk of more than 100 millimetres of rainfall. Indeed, significantly more over the Mourne Mountains, for example. Close to 100 millimetres across parts of northern England into southern Scotland, but it's central and eastern Scotland, particularly over higher parts of eastern Scotland, where there's the risk of more than 100 millimetres and in places more than 150 millimetres. Now, I wouldn't take these values too literally. Different computer models at the moment are saying slightly different things. It is, of course, the total of the next 5 days rainfall accumulations we're looking at here. And subtle differences in the track of various bands of rain will make a difference. But there's an emerging consensus among the models that there will be a significant wet spell, especially for parts of eastern Scotland, northeast England, southeast Northern Ireland by the end of the week. So recap of the warnings. We've got this wind warning across the northern half of the UK. And in fact, 50 miles an hour widely across Scotland, 60 to 70 miles an hour in some of the most exposed spots of Caithness, Orkney, Aberdeenshire, for example, and some quite strong gusts as well to the west of higher parts of northern Scotland. But of more concern, the rainfall totting up through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and into the weekend. These areas likely to see 20, 30, 50 millimetres widely, and in some parts of Northern Ireland more than 100 millimetres, close to 100 millimetres for parts of the Pennines, the southern uplands, but it's across Angus and Grampian where there's the risk of 100 millimetres widely and more than 150 millimetres for some, all because of that persistent and strong southeasterly wind that emerges through the latter half of this week. That brings the risk of flooding and disruption in many parts of the UK, but particularly across central and eastern Scotland, where there's that risk of more than 150 millimetres, perhaps as much as 200 millimetres. That would lead to fast-flowing flood water and a danger to life. So, of course, we'll keep you updated right here at the Met Office. Keep an eye on all our forecasts and warnings if you are concerned or in any of those regions affected. The best way to stay up to date is to follow us on social media.